Ever wondered why you often feel compelled to work beyond your hours, yet you're not always rewarded for it? Welcome to the unspoken dimension of the corporate world, a place where manipulation is more common than you might think. This is a reality many of us live every day, yet it remains a hidden one, obscured by the gloss of professional life. Manipulation in the workplace comes in various forms, some subtle, some not so. From the illusion of job security to the trap of incentives, companies have devised ingenious ways to get more from their employees, often without them realizing it. Recent studies suggest that a staggering 3 out of every 4 employees have experienced manipulation at work. That's a significant majority, and throughout this video we'll be exploring real-life case studies that showcase these manipulative tactics in action. So let's delve into the world of corporate manipulation to understand how it affects employees. Imagine working for a company that perpetually keeps you in fear of losing your job. Picture a place where the axe constantly hangs over your head, where the threat of job loss is used as an invisible whip to keep you working longer and harder. This isn't some dystopian fiction, it's a reality for many people. Let's take a look at a real-life case study. A well-known tech company, which we shall leave unnamed, was notorious for its rank and yank system. Employees were graded on their performance, and those at the bottom of the rank, regardless of their overall contribution, were shown the door. This created an environment of fear and competitiveness rather than cooperation and team spirit. But how does this manipulation tactic work? Well, it plays on our basic human need for security. We all crave stability, and the fear of losing that stability can push us to go beyond our limits. This fear is leveraged by some companies to extract more work, more hours, and more dedication from their employees. But it's not just about the extra work. The impact on employees' mental and physical health can be devastating. Constant fear and stress can lead to anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. Physically, it can result in chronic fatigue, weakened immunity, and a host of other problems. The worst part is that this fear isn't always based on reality. Many times, companies create this illusion of instability to keep their employees on their toes. It's a psychological game, a manipulation tactic that preys on our insecurities and fears. This is just one way a company can manipulate its employees. But not all manipulation is so overt. As we delve deeper into this topic, we'll uncover other subtle yet equally damaging tactics that companies employ to keep their workers in line. Remember, knowledge is power, and understanding these tactics is the first step towards reclaiming your work-life balance. Ever felt that you're working more yet achieving less? That could be a subtle manipulation tactic at play. Let's delve into the case study of a company we'll call XYZ Corp. XYZ Corp is infamous for its competitive work culture and seemingly impossible deadlines. Employees are subtly nudged into working longer hours under the guise of ambition, competition, and the quest for excellence. But what lies beneath this veneer of competitiveness? Psychological tricks are often used to create an atmosphere where overwork becomes the norm. It starts with setting unrealistic goals. The higher-ups at XYZ Corp would set targets that are just out of reach, creating a sense of urgency and a race against time. The second trick is fostering a culture of competition. Employees are often pitted against each other with the promise of rewards for the top performers. This environment breeds a culture of overwork as everyone strives to outperform their colleagues. The third trick is the illusion of choice. Employees are made to believe that they have the freedom to choose their workload. However, the underlying message is clear. The more you work, the more you're valued. But what are the effects of such tactics on employee productivity and well-being? The initial surge in productivity is often short-lived. Over time, the constant pressure and long hours lead to burnout, decreased productivity, and higher turnover rates. Moreover, the impact on employee well-being is profound. Studies have shown that constant overwork can lead to a host of health problems, including stress, anxiety, and even depression. It can also have a negative impact on personal relationships, as work takes precedence over everything else. So, the next time you find yourself working late hours, ask yourself this: are you really doing it out of choice, or is it a result of subtle manipulation? Remember, working smarter, not harder, is the key to productivity and well-being. Manipulation can be subtle, making it even more dangerous. But what if the manipulation is wrapped in a package of incentives? What if the very incentives that attract you to a job become a tool for manipulation? Imagine this. You land a job at a top-tier company, enticed by the promise of promotions, bonuses, or perhaps flexible working hours. It's all sunshine and rainbows, right? Well, not quite. Let's take a closer look. The company you've joined has a culture of promoting from within. Sounds fantastic, doesn't it? But here's the catch. This internal promotion system often leads to employees overworking themselves, desperately trying to outperform their colleagues in a bid to climb that corporate ladder. And what about bonuses? They're meant to be a reward for your hard work, a token of appreciation. But too often they're used as a carrot on a stick, pushing you to work beyond your limits, compromising not just your personal life, but sometimes even your values. You might find yourself skipping family dinners, cancelling plans with friends, even bending ethical guidelines, all in the pursuit of that elusive bonus. Flexible working hours. Sure, they can be a godsend, especially for parents or those with other commitments, but remember, flexibility can be a double-edged sword. It can easily turn into an expectation of availability, blurring the line between your work and personal life. Your boss emails you at midnight. You might feel compelled to respond because, hey, you have flexible working hours, right? And the result of all this? Burnout, dissatisfaction, a feeling of being trapped in a never-ending cycle. The incentives that were meant to motivate you to make your job more appealing have instead become tools for manipulation, pushing you to the brink. So, you see, corporate manipulation can take many forms, some more apparent than others. It's important to be aware of these traps and to remember that incentives are just that. Incentives. They should inspire growth and development, not overwork and compromise. After all, a job is only part of your life, not your entire life. So, you see, corporate manipulation can take many forms, some more apparent than others. So are corporations the villains they're made out to be? We've journeyed through the hidden realities of the corporate world, unmasking the illusion of job security that's often painted so attractively. We've seen how this illusion is often used to subtly encourage overwork, blurring the lines between dedication and exploitation. We've also explored the intricate web of incentives, how they're often used as bait to trap employees into a cycle of endless pursuit. These tactics, while seeming benign, are strategic moves designed to manipulate employees. The key takeaway here is that the corporate world can be a maze of manipulations, but don't be disheartened. As we've seen, knowledge is the best defense. Understanding these tactics can help you make better decisions and, more importantly, protect your well-being in the workplace. Remember, knowledge is power. Being aware of these manipulation tactics can help you navigate the corporate world more effectively. Stay vigilant, stay empowered.